So, you are able to hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir,
Yes,
we
sir.
can hear you.
So, you are able to see the screen also.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, in the last class, in the previous class, we have discussed about coal dust explosion. So,
Yes.
in continuation to that, what is the anatomy of a coal dust explosion? Let us see. Let us understand how does the dust reacts. Understanding dust reactions and how to demonstrate the explosion, dust explosion, and what is secondary explosion, and how to identify the explosive dusts in the mines, how to identify the explosive coal dusts in the underground coal mines. So, understanding dust reaction is the primary object of your this class. What are the prerequisites you need for the dust explosion to take place in coal mines? Coal mine dust, coal dust explosion takes place. So, what are the prerequisites for coal dust explosion? The coal dust is nothing but a finely divided solid which passes through a number 40 USA standard sieve or whose size is less than 425 micron. If the size of the dust is less than 425 micron, then it is called a explosive dust. It is called a an explosive dust. So there are 5 parameters responsible for dust explosion to take place. Dust explosion uh, involves 5 parameters. So let us see what are those parameters. Uh, First is your material size, size of the coal dust. Finely divided materials have a high total contact surface area with oxygen in the atmosphere. This large surface area of finely divided materials allows rapid oxidation to occur. The relatively low mass particles are more easily suspended in air. Okay, so this is the material properties, size of the material, coal dust, size of the coal dust. The finely divided coal dust particles are having more large surface area, and because of their size and mass, they are suspended in the air, and they cause coal dust explosion. The size of the material. Uh, the reactive dusts. Which dusts are called reactive dusts? The coal dust is reactive, means there will be reaction. So dusts which react exothermally with air are called reactive dust. Coal dust which reacts exothermally exothermically with air. Air means oxygen. That is called your reactive dust. The dust which react exothermically with air is called a reactive dust. So what is exothermic reaction? It is nothing but fuel. Fuel is the coal dust. Then atmospheric air contains oxygen. Fuel plus oxygen gives rise to oxides and heat energy So this is the reaction which takes place with the coal dust and the oxygen, which is responsible for coal dust explosion. Typically, the reactive dusts are like your coal and peat. Coal dust is a reactive dust, peat is a reactive dust. Besides there are synthetic organic materials also that are reactive in, there are some metals also that are reactive in
You are not audible, sir.
Yes, are you audible? Are you able to hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Now it's clear.
Okay. So uh, there are five parameters of dust explosion, dust concentration. This is the pentagon. Five sides are there. One, two, three, four, five. So all the five sides represents one parameter. So the, this is the dust concentration, fuel, your coal dust. Then ignition source or energy, ignition source or energy. Then atmosphere, oxygen.
Okay.
Then confinement, then the dust remains suspended. So if these five parameters are made, then coal dust explosion takes place. What are those five parameters? This is called dust pentagon. This is called your five
Sure,
parameter
sure.
dust explosion pentagon.
Hmm.
And so concentration is the first property, ignition source is the second property, atmosphere or oxygen is
Please,
the
please hold
third,
on.
then
Hmm.
confinement. This is the confinement, uh, and the dust should remain suspended. Okay, so these are the five parameters responsible for coal dust explosion. So we have seen from the fire triangle. This is the fire triangle, and this is the explosion, dust explosion pentagon. One is triangle, the other one is your pentagon. In the fire triangle, we have studied about the fuel, the oxygen, and the source of ignition. If a fuel is there, oxygen is there, and ignition source is there, then fire is going to take place. And when the when explosion is going to take place, for the explosion to take place, uh, for the dust explosion to take place, you have to discuss about this pentagon, dust explosion pentagon. So we, there are three parameters are that common to the fire triangle. Fuel is there, here also fuel, here is also fuel is there, here is oxygen, here is also oxygen is there, here is ignition, here is also ignition. So besides these three parameters, there are another two parameters. One is the dust should remain suspended. Suspended dust. Suspended dust will create the problem of dust explosion in the mines. And there should be a containment. The dust is contained in a container. So if these five parameters are present, then dust explosion is going to take place. So the difference between fire triangle and the dust explosion pentagon is explained here. Okay. So this is the pentagon. This is the dust explosion pentagon. Dust explosion parameters. Dust explosion parameters. Fuel, oxygen, suspension, ignition, containment. So what is this is the dust. These are the dust particles suspended in this containment zone. This is the containment zone. This is the square shape. This is the square shape containment zone. In this containment zone, these are the dust particles suspended in this containment zone, and so these dust particles which are suspended in this containment zone are the fuel. They are called the fuel. And in this containment zone in the atmosphere, oxygen is also present. So here oxygen is present, coal dust is present, then the particles are remain suspended in this containment zone. And if there is a ignition source, if there is an ignition source in the containment zone, then ignition will take place, explosion will take place. So these are the five parameters, dust explosion parameters we talk about. Okay. So this is called your explosion anatomy. These all 5 parameters. If all 5 parameters are met, then dust explosion is going to take place. If all these 5 parameters is present in a mine, coal dust explosion is going to take place. And from the explosion, you will get the point of ignition. Then there will be a flame front. Flame will be there. There will be pressure wave of cool compressed gas, high pressure generated in containing vessels. So this is the dust explosion mechanism. This is the mechanism of dust explosion. This is the mechanism of dust explosion. So this one, the middle one is the spark. Suppose there is an electric spark. If there is an electric spark, if there is an electric spark, okay, so this spark will ignite. This spark will ignite the coal dust, and there will be a flame front. This is the flame front. This is the ignition source. This is the flame. This is the flame front. This is the flame front, and then the fuel, the dust is the fuel, and this is the containment. This square shape is the containment. Yes. Hello. 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 Please keep yourself muted. Hello. Hello. Are you listening me? Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes. So this is the dust explosion mechanism. This is the dust explosion mechanism: spark, flame front, pressure wave, fuel, and containment. Okay. So pressure wave is started from the uh, point of ignition, and it moves on. So this is the apparatus, Hartmann apparatus, used for demonstrating the coal dust explosion. It is a small scale reaction of finely divided floor dust, and it demonstrates 5 key parameters of dust reaction. Demonstration by the help of a Hartmann apparatus. This is the apparatus which is called your Hartmann apparatus. This is the chamber in which the dust explosion takes place. Okay. So this is the cylindrical chamber. This is the cylindrical chamber where the dust explosion takes place, and demonstration is given how the dust is exploded. Okay. We have seen that whenever there is dust explosion, so there are 2 types of explosions are there. One is primary explosion, then there is a secondary explosion. So secondary explosion, how it takes place, can create the greatest injury and damage. Uh, Compared to primary explosion, secondary explosion is very injurious. It can cause great injury and damage. It is associated with dust accumulated on the horizontal surfaces. It occurs when dust becomes suspended by the pressure wave and is ignited by the flame front of the primary explosion. From the primary explosion, the secondary explosion takes place. Okay. So this is the secondary explosion. So this is the secondary explosion. This one is the secondary explosion. This is the primary explosion. Right hand side, this is the primary explosion. From the primary explosion, the shock waves travel. From the primary explosion, this is the primary explosion. The shock waves, they travel and collide over this surface, and this secondary explosion takes place. Secondary explosion starts from here. Uh, so this primary explosion uh, is the main explosion, and from this primary explosion, since this flame travels, this wave travels to the other part, and if there is a containment zone where dust is there, then secondary explosion will take place, and it will revert back. It will push backward. Okay, so this is the secondary explosion mechanism. So this is the primary chamber, this is the secondary chamber. So primary explosion, this is the secondary explosion. Primary reaction in one containment vessel, this is the primary reaction in the one containment vessel. Flame propagation to secondary containment preceded by the cold pressure wave, raises pressure in secondary before flame front arrives. Secondary containment starts reacting at a high initial pressure, creating a higher ending pressure. So this is the pressure piling. So this is the pressure piling. This is the ignition, and this is the flame front. This is the flame front. And this flame front moves from this area to this area. Okay. And how to prevent the secondary explosion? You have to prevent the secondary explosion. If there is a primary explosion is there, if the secondary explosion is going to take place, it will be very dangerous. That is why you have to prevent the secondary explosion by proper designing the containment, elimination of one or more of the 5 parameters, by venting, by barriers and location, stop gates, and proper housekeeping, cleaning the dust. So, how to identify the explosive dust? The coal dust is very explosive in nature. So, how to identify whether the coal dust is explosive in nature or not? You know that this is a reaction which takes place with coal dust, fuel. When comes in contact with oxygen, oxides are formed and energy is released. Heat energy is released. This is the reaction between coal dust and the oxygen. So they oxidize very rapidly. Coal dust, when comes in oxygen contact, they oxidize very rapidly. So typical reactive dusts are your coal and peat, natural organic materials, metals like that. And if you are not sure about the coal dust material, then you should get it tested in the laboratory. So these are the dust parameters. Coal dust. Coal dust, uh, whether it is explosive coal dust or not, how to know? There are some 12 parameters, coal dust parameters, like size of the coal dust. First one is the size. What is the size of the coal dust? We have seen that if the coal dust size is less than 425 micron, then only they are called your reactive dusts. Why they are reactive? Because they are small size dust particles are having more surface area, and this more surface area will expose to oxygen and reaction is going to take place. So that is why the size of the dust particle is the first parameter necessary for the dust to become explosive in nature. Then second is concentration, dust concentration, minimum explosive concentration, minimum explosive uh, concentration, uh, minimum explosive concentration of coal dust, and purity, whether the coal dust is only coal dust or it is associated with any other type of dust, purity of the coal dust, and turbulence, whether the coal dust is uh, uh, whether the coal dust is suspended in the air or they are lying on the surface, turbulence, whether they are moving in the uh, gallery, coal mine gallery, or they are settled, that is turbulence. That is why these coal dust is to be tested in the laboratory to know their property. So before the uh, design of the mine is done, the coal dust is to be tested in the laboratory to find out its properties. So this how to prevent the coal dust explosion, how to prevention of coal dust explosion. So you have seen that the pentagon, 5 parameters are there. Pentagon, use of the pentagon to help prevent dust explosion. So we have seen that pentagon, 5 parameters are there. So if you remove 1 or 2 parameters, then you can prevent dust explosion. So that is why you have to engineer out the dust explosion hazard. For that purpose, you have to study the pentagon. That is why today we are discussing about the explosion, coal dust explosion anatomy of coal dust explosion. What are the important parameters responsible for the coal dust to take place? There are 5 important parameters are there for the coal dust to take place. One is your fuel or coal dust. Second one is your oxygen. Third one is your ignition source. Fourth one is your containment. Fifth one is your suspension. The dust should remain suspended. These 5 parameters are called the explosion pentagon. Explosion pentagon. So this is the explosion pentagon: fuel, oxygen, suspension, ignition, and containment. So we have already discussed the source of ignition. The red portion, this one is the source of ignition. These are the dust particles, suspended dust particles, fuel, and in the fuel there is oxygen. In this air there is oxygen, and this is the containment zone. This 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 is the containment. This square pattern is the containment. So all these 5 parameters are responsible for coal dust explosion to take place. So that's why you have to understand, and you have to eliminate this elimination of dust explosion parameters. If you remove the fuel, or if you reduce the concentration of coal dust below minimum explosive concentration, then you can eliminate the dust explosion. And if you remove the oxygen, do not allow oxygen to enter to the um, uh, dust area, then also you can eliminate the dust explosion. So controlling the ignition source. Third one, the ignition source. There should not be any spark. There should not be any spark. There should not be any fire. So if the energy controlling the ignition source, if you can control the ignition source, so there will be no explosion. So these 5, if the dust is not suspended in the atmosphere, also there will be no dust explosion. And if it is not contained, containment, design vessel for explosion, so uh, uh, then if these 5 parameters are fulfilled, explosion is going to take place. If you remove 1 or 2 parameters, if you remove dust, if you remove oxygen, if you how to remove means by using inert agents. So inert agents, so the coal dust and oxygen, whenever they are coming in contact with each other, there will be reaction. So they will become reactive. So to reduce the reaction, if you use some inert agent, so the explosion can be minimized. What is the inert agent you can use? Like your stone dust. Stone dust is a inert dust. Okay. And if you remove the energy source, ignition source, then also you can control, eliminate the dust explosion. So prevention of dust explosion is possible by using the pentagon to help prevent dust explosion. So how to uh, eliminate dust explosion hazard? Dust explosion hazard in your minds, um, by performing the experiments uh, in the laboratory. You can determine whether the dust is explosive in nature or not. Uh, so let us see. Uh, uh, these are the different standards are there: ASTM standard and other standard. Data generated in the 20-liter sphere, Hartmann apparatus, etc. So this is the uh, this is a circular this is a spherical test chamber. This is a spherical test chamber. This is a cylindrical test chamber. So if you test your dust in the spherical test chamber of 20-liter apparatus, it will give more accurate result compared to this cylindrical chamber. Okay, so uh, uh, let us see how this dust is tested in the laboratory. How to test the dust in the laboratory. So, tests using scientifically valid procedures quantifies 6 key explosion characteristics for your dust. For the coal dust, whether the coal dust is explosive in nature or not, you have to generate design data for explosion protection. So in the laboratory, by the help of the Hartmann apparatus or by the help of the other apparatus, you can determine maximum pressure developed. What is the maximum pressure developed after the explosion has taken place? What is the maximum rate of pressure rise? How the pressure rise take place because of the explosion? What is deflagration index? You can determine the deflagration index by the help of this apparatus, Hartmann apparatus. What is minimum ignition energy? How much minimum ignition energy needed for the explosion to take place? Minimum explosive concentration of dust. Minimum explosive concentration of dust. What is the minimum explosive concentration of dust necessary for the explosion to take place? What is the maximum limiting oxygen concentration? Minimum explosive concentration of coal dust, maximum limiting oxygen concentration. What is the oxygen concentration level, maximum level? These things are determined in the laboratory by the help of an apparatus which is called your Hartmann apparatus. So, what is maximum pressure developed? So, whenever there is an explosion, the pressure builds-ups. The pressure goes on increasing and it achieves the maximum. This is the maximum pressure. This is the maximum pressure. After that, it falls down. So, if you plot the dust concentration in uh, a graph versus the pressure in bar. So this is the dust concentration gram per cubic meter, and this side your pressure developed in bars. So at what dust concentration you get the maximum pressure can be determined from your test laboratory Hartmann apparatus. Maximum pressure is determined in the laboratory by the help of the Hartmann apparatus. What is the greatest pressure generated? P max, measured in bars. The pressure is measured in bars. Determines maximum pressure exposure to a containing vessel, and it will predict likelihood of vessel failure. If more pressure is developed, then the vessel will break and explosion will take place. So, maximum rate of pressure dP by dt, rate of pressure uh, is also very important. dP by dt, maximum rate of pressure rise. So this is the time in milliseconds, and this side pressure in bars. If you plot, you will get a curve like this. So this is the, from this tangent you will get dP by dt max. That is the maximum rate of pressure rise. Maximum rate of pressure rise. So this is a straight line, inclined line. So from the tangent value you will get the maximum rate of pressure rise, dP by dt max. The rate of pressure increase over time at the steepest part of the pressure versus time curve is called the maximum rate of pressure rise. It is measured in bar per second. It is measured in bar, dP is in bar, dt is in seconds. so bar per second, that is used to determine necessary venting capacity of closed vessels. So then you determine the deflagration index KST. In the previous class also we have seen this KST. KST is the deflagration index, which is nothing but V to the power 1 by 3. V to the power 1 by 3 multiplied by dp by dt. If you multiply V to the power 1/3 by dp by dt, you will get KST, deflagration index. So this maximum dp by dt normalized to a 1 cubic meter volume measured bar meters per second allows a comparison of data from different sized test vehicles, test vessels. So that is deflagration index. Then you have to also determine the minimum ignition energy. Minimum ignition energy. The minimum amount of energy released in a cloud of suspended dust causing indefinite flame propagation measured in millijoules is called the minimum ignition energy. It will determine what energy source must be controlled to prevent ignition of a cloud dust, coal dust cloud. Okay. So uh, the what is the minimum explosive concentration of dust? Minimum explosive concentration of coal dust, minimum explosive concentration MEC, the lowest concentration of a dust that can support a self-propagating reaction. That is measured in milligram per cubic meter, used in designing and operating explosive dust systems below the level of suspended fuel required for combustion. So then what is maximum oxygen level? You know that oxygen is necessary for the reaction to take place. So what is maximum oxygen level necessary for the explosion to take place? The level of oxygen at or below which a dust is not capable of sustaining reaction. So you have to determine the maximum oxygen level. Below that level, uh, it will not sustain the coal dust explosion to take place. It is reported as a percentage of oxygen in a given volume. Used in designing inerted atmospheres. Used in designing inerted atmospheres for systems processing reactive dusts. So, how to uh, eradicate the uh, coal dust explosion? Suppose you assume an explosion will occur, then you have to select proper equipment for use with explosive dusts, follow existing design standards so that the explosion can be mm, the explosion hazard can be um, uh, minimized or taken out from the mine. So you have to, there are different types of explosion protection systems are there. Isolation, the area should be isolated. Venting, suppression, the coal dust should be suppressed by spraying water, and the containment. So these are the four things you can do: separation, isolation of the uh, dust, then venting of different zones, then by suppression, the coal dust is to be suppressed by spraying water, or they are to be collected in a chamber and taken out from the mine. And containment, uh, area containment by toppings. Then your then only you can reduce the risk of human factors. Risk reduction with human factors. The operators have the greatest impact on operation safety. So the operators, the people who are working inside the mine, and they should they are exposed to explosion. That is why you have to design your mine such that explosion are not going to take place. Then you have to follow the standard operating procedure, maintenance operating procedure. You have to give training to the people. You have to audit the mine atmosphere from time to time. Okay. Then how to prevent the coal dust explosion, you have to eliminate the dust explosion parameters. High parameters are there. You have to eliminate the explosion parameters, and then only you can take out the hazard from the mine. And you have to take care of the human factor, risk reduction, and develop detailed emergency response plans in advance of system startup. Train and retrain on the plans like that. You have to take some uh, precautions. So these are the uh, uh, damage control mechanisms. So summary, at the end, you have to understand your materials characteristics through proper testing. By the help of your test uh, uh, apparatus, Hartmann test apparatus, you can test your coal dust in your laboratory. Seek help from dust explosion experts. Seek experienced design companies for engineering. Develop management system to control the risk. Maintain good housekeeping. Dust should not be there in the atmosphere. Then audit regularly. And uh, uh, these, if you take all these parameters into consideration, uh, then only you can uh, control the coal dust explosion. So this coal dust explosion is in the coal mines. It is a very uh, uh, dangerous situation, hazard. So that is why we have discussed about the mine hazards. So this uh, this is the hazard materials, coal dust hazard materials, coal dust. So explosion proof scenario, like hazardous materials in the mines. Are you able to see this chart? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is a chart giving the explosion proof scenario, hazardous materials. Inside the mines, there are many types of hazardous materials are there. One of them is coal dust, is a hazardous material. Methane is a hazardous material. So what is to be done for these hazardous materials? What is the frequency of dust uh, generation in the mines? At what period the dust is generated? And what are the electrical apparatus you are using in the mine atmosphere? What are the different type of electrical equipments you are used in the underground mines, which uh, can generate heat energy? And explosion pressure resistant construction, explosion isolation, explosion venting. These are the things you have to take. Enforcement, standard procedure, operating procedure, then engineering out the uh, parameters, then risk management, uh, so that this temperature classification, minimum ignition temperature for the layers, for the if the dust is in layer form, LAYER, if the coal dust is in layers, so what is the minimum ignition temperature for the layer, and what is the minimum ignition temperature for the cloud, dust cloud? C is the dust cloud, L is the dust layer. So these are the explosion parameters. What is the P max, maximum pressure drop, dP by dt? What is the maximum pressure drop, dP by dt? Then what is minimum ignition energy? What is limiting oxygen concentration, limiting energy level? These are the preventing ignition source. If you prevent the ignition source, then um, uh, and you should use the non-electric for explosive atmospheres. You should not use electricity inside the underground mine if there is coal dust explosion problem is there. Okay. Then inerting gas. Okay. Inerting means stone dust is to be used. Then inerting by solid. Uh, Inerting gas is another uh, gas. Inerting solid is stone dust. Stone dust. Inerting solid is stone dust. If coal dust is there, you can use the stone dust to inert it. If methane gas is there, you can use another inert gas to uh, uh, reduce the concentration of the gas. So these are the uh, parameters you have to take into consideration uh, for the uh, prevention of explosion. So this today we have discussed this one, cause analysis and controlling framework of dust explosion. So today this was our point of discussion. So what is the coal dust? What is the coal dust status in your mind? Whether it is in layer form or whether it is in cloud form. So the coal dust can be found in the mine atmosphere in layers or in clouds in the mine atmosphere. So if there is a layer of coal dust is there, so uh, and there is an ignition source. If there is an ignition source is there, so this layer of coal dust is going to be fired. There will be fire, and this fire will generate shock waves, and this shock wave will go to this cloud of dust cloud, and explosion is going to take place. So if there is a dust, if there is coal dust in your minds, the consequence is there will be fire and explosion. Coal dust fire and coal dust explosion will be there. So the cause conditions we have discussed: dust layer, oxidant oxygen, ignition source, fire, and this fire will be transmitted to this containment zone, and uh, containment zone containing dust in cloud. So uh, that explosion is going to take place. So how to prevent? We have discussed also prevention of the coal dust explosion by cleaning the coal dust from the mining area, by controlling the ignition source, by um, limiting the oxygen concentration. The oxygen concentration should be reduced to the fire area, so that explosion fire is not going to take place. So you have to clean, the dust should be cleaned regularly from the mines, so that no accumulation of dust inside the mine. And uh, if you take these preventive measures, then the coal dust explosion can be prevented. And these are preventive measures, and these are your protective measures. You have to take protection measures, you have to take preventive measures, and you have to take protective measures, so that the dust explosion is not going to take place in your mines. So uh, uh, are you able to see this chart? Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So this chart is visible to you. Huh? So this chart describes you the different parameters. What is the status of the dust in your mine? If there is dust in a layer form or in the cloud form, if there is an ignition source, the consequence will be fire and explosion. And the cause conditions are dust layer or dust layer or dust cloud. And if there is a dust layer is there, fire will be there. If there is a ignition source, if there is oxygen, fast fire will be there, and if this fire will move to this cloud of dust, then explosion is going to take place. So you have to take some preventive measures. What preventive measures you have to take? By cleaning the dust from your mining atmosphere, by removing the ignition source from your mining atmosphere, by limiting the oxygen concentration in the fire zone, not allowing the oxygen to enter to the fire zone, and so that the explosion of fire can be controlled, prevented in your mining area. And these are the protective measures by doing isolation, flow control, etc., explosion pressure resistant construction material, explosion isolation, explosion venting, automatic explosion suppression. So these are the fundamental principle of coal dust explosion in your mines, and we have discussed uh, about today we have discussed about the anatomy of coal dust explosion. Anatomy means your the pentagon. Pentagon means your fuel, your oxygen, your ignition source, your dust suspension, containment. These parameters, 5 parameters, are called your anatomy of an dust explosion, and these parameters are determined in the laboratory by the help of a Hartmann apparatus to determine the minimum ignition energy, to determine the maximum pressure developed because of the explosion, to determine the pressure drop dp by dt, and to determine the uh, ignition index, deflagration index, which is nothing but v to the power 1 by 3 multiplied by dp by dt. So these parameters are determined in the laboratory by the help of an instrument, by the help of an apparatus which is called your Hartmann apparatus. So, so that these dust parameters can be studied, and accordingly your mine can be designed so that explosion is not going to take place in your mines. So this is all about coal dust explosion. These materials are available in your uh, Microsoft team. You can download and you can study for your examination purpose. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.